Azeez, please.
Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Good afternoon.
Okay. So
Good morning.
Good morning, man. Good morning, sirs. I want to welcome everyone to the third series of the Digital Literacy Training webinar series, organized by the National Library of Nigeria under the able leadership of our mommy, Professor Chinwe Anunobi, the National Librarian. It gives me a great pleasure to see such an enthusiasm from everyone. And to take us through today's journey is Dr. Alonge. But before he comes on board, I would like to invite the chief host and the National Librarian herself for her speech. You are welcome on board, ma.
Thank you, Ayo. I am not making a speech. Thank you, Azeez, and welcome, Ayo. I am not actually making any speech. I'm trying to welcome all of us. And I say welcome for the uptake time since we started the journey of this digital competencies empowerment. You will recall that our journey commenced with my invitation to key into the Well Package program. When the journey started,
thank you very much, ma'am.
We delved into the first and the second webinars, which served as a wake-up call from international and national experts to encourage and motivate you towards completion of the journey, a road which Ray and Dr. Kim had traveled before. One overarching message from their presentations is the need to evolve with technology, acquire the competencies, adapt them to your professional duties, transfer the competencies to others, and move on to the next level. Great achievement is not for indolent people. You can then agree with me that we have learned so much from the modular classes we have been attending, the webinars, and the assignments we've been given. So today, we are poised to engage in another terrain, immersing in transformative digital techniques. The title would have sent so much signals on the need for not only expose, harness, but to be deeply engaged in today and tomorrow's technologies. You will also agree with me that technologies are really transformative. In other words, it is changing the entire facet of our human lives, ranging from the way we reason, the way we communicate, collaborate, react, all encompassing. You can also agree with me that the transformative technology is constantly changing the way we work, changing our workspace and place, as well as consumer expectations. Therefore, I hope I'm communicating.
Yes, ma'am.
Therefore, information professionals, that is ourselves, we must consistently not only equip ourselves with digital tools, but to be fully engrossed in the digital techniques. Thus, we must deepen, listen to the word, deepen our actions in the simultaneous use of a set of information and computer skills rather than just a flash in the pan or superficial use. It may include, that is the techniques we may be talking about, which you use every day, but you use always or often, but there is need for you to deepen your action. Some of them like Gmail, Google Docs, Drives, Calendar, Team, Skype, Zoom, as we are doing. Some of us we have not been able to explore all the potentials that is in Team, all the potentials in Skype, all the potentials in Zoom, all potentials in Google Chat. You can also deepen your knowledge and your use of integrated content management system, intelligent global search engines, natively developed mobile app, employee social advocacy tools. There are a lot of social advocacy tools or influencers too, multimedia design techniques, multilingual interfaces, and so much and so many of the techniques. The extent of your immersion is dependent on your disposition. Two persons could learn a digital technique, and one will advance in it due to self-determination, due to commitment and ingenuity. Immersing in transformative digital technology involves learning the techniques. You must have to learn the techniques, deploying them and using them every minute in an innovative way or in innovative ways to enhance one's work. Such strides will not only provide you fulfillment, it's not only that, but it will distinguish you as the purveyor and provide you great opportunities in the job space. You must agree with me that the job of information professional involves doing the same thing in different ways, deploying evolving technology as a driving force. For proper embrace of the issue and concept at hand, we have sought one who have been able to distinguish self by embracing and deploying the techniques as learned. So we have before you today one of such who will unveil to you the ways and means of this immersion. Dr. Ayo Alonge has been carefully selected as one of some of us can attest to his vibrant beginning and how he is making waves nationally and internationally. We appreciate you, Dr. Alonge, for accepting to share your expertise with us along this line. I want to believe that our participants will surely gain a lot of insights from his professional rendition. You must understand that inviting these excellent LIS professionals serve as both a learning curve and a motivational channel. Do not take their direction for granted, as experience is deepening learning, or experience deepens the learning you make in life. They have passed through the route some of us are aspiring to tread. Let me again thank the coordinator, Mr. Azeez, and your team. I assure you that all the efforts you are making to bring our participants to where they are, they will not let you down. The product of your efforts is the future of our profession in Nigeria and beyond. I enjoy all of us to relax and enjoy this expertise, advice, and knowledge camp. God bless you as you listen.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for that beautiful speech, Ma. When you said you're not going to be giving a speech, and you eventually gave one that is very beneficial to everyone. So thank you so much, Ma, for always being there for us and for this great initiative. I want to also enjoin everyone to always take notes when the professor is talking. She has a lot of initiative and a lot of ideas with her. So thank you so much, Mommy, for always mentoring us and always taking the lead, not just doing the talking, but taking the lead in every of your advice. God bless you, ma. So without much ado, I would like to bring on board today's guest speaker, Dr. Ayo John Alonge. As Professor had said earlier, he has been carefully selected because of his wealth of knowledge. So Mr. Dr. Ayo Alonge is an experienced educator, a librarian, an information and communication professional, and is renowned for his commitment to delivering innovative solutions and fostering academic excellence. He holds PhD in communication and information studies, and he brings a wealth of experience as an educator and a digital enthusiast. His expertise spans diverse fields, including library science, communication and information science, archives and record management, and publishing and copyright studies. He's affiliated with the University of Ibadan in Nigeria. Dr. Alonge has accumulated over 18 years of experience harnessing information communication technology to drive innovation and achieve organizational goals. Currently, he is serving as a visiting scholar at the University of Groningen in Netherlands. Dr. Alonge is engaged in groundbreaking research on the digitization and preservation of historical maps for enhanced cross-era communication and information dissemination. His focus revolves around the exploration of historical maps at the University of Groningen Library in the Netherlands, contributing to advancements in the field. So join me with a round of applause, a resounding one, as I bring on board our guest speaker today, Dr. Ayo John Alonge. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a speaker on this webinar. I see it as a discussion. First, I want to appreciate the leadership of the National Library, being headed by one of my mentors, Professor Chinwe Anunobi. I've been following her a long time, through NLA, through AFLIA, and she has been, even through IT section, she has been a motivator and also a good leader. Many of us, we are where we are today because of people like Professor. Hello, can you hear me, please?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes,
okay,
we
you can
can.
hear me. Sorry?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me? I want to be sure. Okay,
Yes,
great.
we can
Yeah.
hear you.
Okay, yes. Yes, today I thank you all for coming here. I appreciate the leadership, as I mentioned, the directors in the National Library. This is a very great innovation. When you see National Library, the head library of the country, organizing workshops, trainings like this, of bringing technology together is a great one, because you are leading by example. And I'm not surprised that it is happening, because the kind of leadership we have here now is great. And also looking at it, the way you inject new blood, people like Elijah, Azeez, and others, to work with you is a great one. As library and information science professionals, I know that we are at the forefront of digital transformation. And this transformation has been that's reshaped and reshaping our field. And we cannot close our eyes from that. So our journey today, we explore this integration of the digital technologies in LIS. I'm looking at LIS now. In that topic, we say information science, but deliberately I'm saying library and information science to make it more that we are librarians, we have a lot to do with technology. Some people believe that because of new technology, maybe our job will cease. No, it will not. And I'm happy the leadership of National Library is bringing this on today. As you know that, we are no longer just a guardian or a keeper of physical collection, which people thought, librarians, they are keeper. They are just watching documents, books, and so on. We are beyond that. So we are now navigators.
Let's go!
Digital experts. Okay, I think you need to remove that man. Is a Zoom bombers. Please remove him, please. Please coordinate.
Doctor, please kindly unmute yourself.
Yes, I've unmuted. So, Azeez, be mindful that some people may be Zoom bombers in this meeting. Please be mindful of them, and if they disturb, you can just remove them from the meeting. Yeah, as I was saying, we have a lot of work to do beyond just keeping the books, beyond just looking at physical books. As I mentioned, we have the task of managing digital resources now, protecting digital rights, and also fostering digital literacy. And this shift invites us to rethink the strategies and also to embrace innovative tools to serve our community better, to serve our users better. As you know, part of the Raghunathan law is that library is a living organism. We are not static. So as a result, we should not just say that, oh, IT has come, AI has come, it will take our job. No. So in view of this, we are going to explore this immersion, the new technology that has really come to us. Now, I'm not sure if my PowerPoint is moving, is it? Yeah, it's not. So, okay. Yeah. So before I begin my discussion, I want us to watch this video. Let me see, can you hear anything from this video?
No, sir.
Okay, so what I will do, I will stop and reshare so that I can share with audio. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, advanced sharing. Okay. Okay. So please check now. Can you hear anything now?
No, sir.
Okay. So let me do it again so that you can listen to what this man is saying. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, can you listen now? Is the video now?
On artificial intelligence.
Yes, sir, we can.
Less than 2 weeks ago, just before Budget 2024, the announcement by DPM Lawrence Wong, our finance minister.
Can you hear, please?
There was another
Yes, we can.
halfway across the world from Singapore. A tech company which is already changing the world, a tech company called OpenAI, which brought you ChatGPT not too long ago. That company announced a new platform, a new AI platform called Sora. Sora allows you to key in text, type in some text, a prompt, and it can produce videos which are indistinguishable from what Hollywood can produce today and what smaller studios can produce. Just 1 year ago, during the debate on the President's address in April 2023, I'd spoken in Parliament about the age of AI and how fast things were changing, how software like ChatGPT, GPT-4, Midjourney 5 had appeared on the market within less than a year or so. AI which can hold a conversation with you, can write an essay for you, that's ChatGPT. AI which can take high school exams, advanced placement exams in the United States curriculum and outperform many humans, that's GPT-4. AI which can create photorealistic pictures of events that never happened, that's Midjourney 5. Just 1 year ago, I had spoken about how, with increases in computing power, once you go from generating one make-believe image to 30 images a second, you go from AI-generated photos to AI-generated videos. At the time, April 2023, I'd expected the technology to take another 2 to 3 years. As it happened, It took place faster than I imagined. Within 10 months, OpenAI had announced the Sora platform to produce AI-generated video. So that's the world today. Technology disruption happening very quickly. New challenges everywhere. The unexpected, increasingly the norm. And so we can't hide from these changes. No country, no economy can hide from these changes in the world with AI. Even if an entire country tries to prevent AI from entering its borders, other economies will do so. Your competitors will do so. So we have to accept the world as it is, the way the world is going to be, and look after, support, empower, uplift our people. And this is why the new subsidy for Singaporeans aged 40 and above to pursue another full-time diploma in higher education. This new subsidy in the budget, that's why.
Thank you very much. The lesson I just wanted to pick from that video is that, we know that technology has come, but the rate at which this technology is taking over human responsibility is alarming. Because of this, not only Nigeria, not only librarians, not only the medical doctors and other professions, lecturers that are thinking of this technology and the implication of this technology on what we do. Everybody, including the country, as we've seen that video we watch now, a country even trying to propose area on how to empower their citizen to be able to adapt and flow with this new technology. So what I'm bringing out here is that we should not lament, oh, technology has come, AI is taking over, but what we should think about is that how can we also match up with this new technology? And I'm so glad that National Library of Nigeria is doing this, and some other association, like NLA, IT session, and so on and so forth. Is a way to go. So the objective of this is to integrate the cutting-edge technology, to LIS environment, and that is the focus of this lesson, of this presentation today. So as I mentioned earlier, the overview of technology now, you can see that, as I mentioned, the technology is transforming everything, and the fact that LIS professional, we should stay abreast of these advancements. We should not say, oh, it has come, it will take over my job, let me go and look for another discipline. No, even that where you are going, it will take over one day. It empowers us to leverage new tools effectively. And today's discussion, I'm going to look about all these 9 areas where we can get involved in. Looking at big data analytics in LIS, looking at AI and also machine learning applications in LIS, looking at blockchain for data integrity, and IoT, Internet of Things enhancement in library space, immersive technology, visual reality, artificial reality, and so on. Then also preservation of digital literacy, because everything we do now, many of them are born digital. So how do we preserve these digital resources we are having? The fact is this, some people may think that physical resources is difficult to preserve. I tell you now that even e-resources are more difficult to preserve than physical resources. Then we will look at cloud computing in LIS, leveraging on the semantic web, and also we look at the engaging with the LIS community. So now we'll start with big data. We start with the big data. So when we say big data, as we know, is transforming the library, and by enabling us to process vast amount of data, and to uncover insights that were previously inaccessible. Data, people are generating data, and the managing and assessing of this data and making use of it in the right way is all about what big data is talking about. In this context of LIS, big data analytics involve the analysis of complex data sets from various sources. In the library we generate a lot of data, including library transactions, looking at digital footprint of our users interaction, and also data usage of how users are coming to the library, both physical library and also online library. And the purpose of this is to enhance decision making and also to enhance delivery of our services to our users. Because if we don't apply data, if you don't analyze all these data that are coming, I'm afraid we may lose our users to the other side, Yeah, so the relevance of this big data is in LIS is very, very important. It allows us to understand users' behavior, preference, what do they want to use, and also the need of unprecedented details, the details about the user, their behavior, their media behavior, what kind of media do they use, what kind of site do they use, do they go. So all this will help us to serve them better. By analyzing this pattern and also the trends, we can tailor our services, collections, and tailor our resources to better meet the demand of our users. Our users are impatient now. They are not the one that will come to the library and be asking you questions. They want a question that comes anytime, 24/7, wherever they are. So as a result, we really need to understand them. And let me just give you some of the cases of the how we can apply big data in the library. Number one, it helps for personalized recommendations. In the library, when we use big data to analyze the borrowing patterns, the checking in and checking out of resources in the library can be able to, and also we can use it to also do online search. What are they searching online? So with this, it enables us to personalize books, resources, e-resources to fit in with what our library user experience. So we need to know that. All we're just talking about is that making use of our data as coming in, whether physically or the one online, to be able to analyze this data to serve our users better. Another point where we can use big data is through the collection development. Collection development is one of the key aspects of the library, because without collection, we don't have library. Our collection must be a collection that works, that is relevant, that is available, that is useful for our users. And how do we do this? By analyzing circulation data, by users' interaction, library can make informed decisions about which materials are to be acquired, ensuring that the collection are relevant and also the collection are responsive to the user's need. Remember one of the laws of the Raghunatha, that books are for use. Every book is user. All these laws are also embedded in the use of big data in our collection development. Another part is the user's experience analytics. Please, as I'm giving all this lecture, in case you have questions or you have comments, you can just put on the chat. We can address all this later. Users experience analytics also is very important. Library employing big data analytics to optimize the library website, and digitized resources, interfaces. With this, it enhances the ease of access and user satisfaction. By understanding how users interact on the digital space, it will go a long way in helping us. And by all this on the digital, we can see that if big data, as we've illustrated, how it can be used, it has the capacity to really help the library. By enhancing this power of big data, libraries are informed, and libraries can be able to equip the services to service their community in a digital age, making information decision and enhancement of the user's experience a priority. Because if you don't analyze what they are getting online, if you don't check them online, you may not be able to serve them. That's the reason why some people saying that with technology, with ICT, with Google, with AI, that library may cease to be. It will not, if we use all this technology to understand what is happening in our library. Another very salient part is the issue of artificial intelligence and also the machine learning These are very essential in the advancing the capability of the library and information science. Because it has the capacity to give us a lot of more opportunities, to serve our users better. For LIS professionals, understanding the integrating AI and ML can significantly enhance operational efficiency and users' engagement in the library. And this technology automates, they have the capacity to automate and to optimize tasks that were traditionally time-consuming, labor-intensive, and also that they are also limited by space and time. You can automate your library that can attend to users anytime, anywhere, even when you are sleeping. All this can be automated. Now, let me show you, what are the areas? Number one, my network. Can you hear me, please? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can. Yes, we can. Very clearly.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, number one is AI in cataloging. We know that one of the brain of the library, the major task in the library, is to classify and to catalog our resources. Gone are the days whereby we take a long time looking at those books, LC, DDC, and so on. All AI technology can help you to catalog process by automating the classification, even go beyond that, go into indexing of library materials, and using natural language processing, NLP. With this,
Sir, are you with us, sir?
hello? Yes. I guess the technology is fluctuating. Apology. Another one is the issue of machine learning predictive analytics, which machine learning it helps us to analyze the historical data in the library about users' behavior, the borrowing partner, and online patterns, and also online interactions. And this will be able to predict the trends, what the library really wants to do. And I know this one is very common, and some of the libraries have been using it, like issue of ask the librarian, AI chatbots for information assistance. AI-powered chatbots are becoming very important in digital library services. And with this, library will be able to provide 24/7 assistance to users. You don't need to say that, somebody will need to be on ground every time. There's a lot of coding you can do that can easily respond to your users. For example, even using Telegram it has bots that you can use, that when people are asking questions, it can respond. Email auto responses are there, and all these are elements of AI. And apart from that, even on WhatsApp, when we respond to our users on WhatsApp, all this can help us to get what we want. Integrating AI and ML in LIS are not only a way of streamlining our operation and processes, but also it's a way of elevating the user's experience, making library services more responsive, accessible, and also personalized. I know a question may come that, with AI, with ML, the users, we don't need many library staff. Truly, it can happen. But what we don't all need is that we should not be afraid of this. All we need to do is to see how we can match up with the new trends in the technology. Another point which I would like to discuss is the...
Sorry, sir, may I have to say something, sir?
Yeah.
Your screen is no longer showing, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me try to take it back. Okay, so I've spoken about the AI and the example, AI in cataloging, then machine learning in predictive analytics for users, and also I talked about the chatbots, for the information assistance. Then the other one is the issue of the blockchain technology. It's a system of decentralizing and distributing digital records in a right way. For example, in accounting, in banking sector, they use a lot of blockchain, which we also use it in LIS. How do we use this? Is that particularly in the area of data integrity and security, by allowing digital information to be recorded and redistributed, but not to be editable, blockchain will help you to do this. We have a lot of resources. Library, beyond just the current resources, we also deal with archives, old records. And by the time we digitize this record and make them available online, how do we do that? The document is secured. The document is secured from being tampered with. So blockchain will help you to do this. In the context of AI, blockchain it gives you the opportunity to enhance the integrity and also the reliability of the digital archives, to manage copyright, and also to augment the trustworthiness of your resources. We have some people that when they see your resources, they see how they can deform it, to cause problems. For example, as we're having this meeting, some bombers came in. I had to block that guy. They want to distort what you are doing. So with blockchain technology, it will help to prevent this. Where are the areas can this work? For example, in the area of securing digital archives, which stores vast amounts of cultural and historical data, it faces a kind of challenges in ensuring that the documents, they are authentic, and also they can also live long without being tampered with. With blockchain, it can address these challenges by creating a tamper-proof record of digital assets, ensuring that each item's origins and modifications are transparent and also they are verifiable. So this will enhance the trust that people have in our content in the library. Then apart from this point, another point, which is the copyright and digital rights management. In a digital age, managing and the intellectual property and copyrights, is very, very, it may be very difficult if care is not taken, because people can easily copy your materials. Even some people can even go and delete what you have online. So we know we have a lot of resources we've bought or we created ourselves, like ebooks, like our digital repository in the library, multimedia and so on. Blockchain offers a solution that enables this creation of smart contents, the contents, and which it helps you also automate this content and also apply technology to be able to enforce the rights, copyright laws and policy on this content that we have digitized and that we have owned. This content and the contract that can be developed from this can stipulate the time of use. It can also stipulate the distribution, the royalty that is involved in this document. And with blockchain, this can be enforced and maintained. Another one, which is the last part here, is enhancing the trust in digital repositories. Libraries today, we are developing a lot of digital repositories. Even the university libraries, I know National Library also has its own of repository, because they are the brain of information in any given country, including here in Nigeria. So with blockchain will surely help the library to maintain integrity, to maintain integrity of this record. And the LIS professional can address some of these pressing issues that we have, by adapting digital system in keeping this record safe. As we continue to explore this adapted blockchain in various LIS applications, it is also help us in giving a right information to our users without being distorted or without being fake in one way or the other. Because if your information that you make available has been distorted or has been changed unknowingly, you are not going to give your users the best information they need. So through this blockchain, it can help you to achieve this. Now, the next part which I would like to move to is the issue of, okay, yeah, I will share my screen. Okay, so is the area of internet of things. Yeah, okay, we are there, yes. Sorry, my system is just changing the system. So we've talked about blockchain, and the other one is the issue of the Internet of Things. I know this has been, it has revolutionized, and also it's still changing the LIS environment, by bringing,
Please, this is the slide for virtual reality, sir.
Okay, good. Sorry, I'm taking it back now. So as I mentioned, this IoT has really revolutionized the library space. Long ago, we've been talking about, even before the AI comes. And it's just the act of bringing connectivity and intelligence to physical space and object. In the context of libraries, IoT refers to the network of physical devices embedded with sensors, software, and other technologies that communicate and interact with each other, and also with the users, and also with the internet. Not to say big grammar. When you enter a library, I know most of you may be in a library whereby nobody is checking you. You just enter a machine, and that machine can detect, which is using the RFID to detect whether you have the library books unchecked in with you or not. It happens now. You don't need to use also physical and be using machine to check people. A lot of technology can help you. And this one leads to what is called smart library, which I will first discuss. IoT can transform your library into a smart room, a responsive environment that enhances users' experience. For example, smart shelves equipped with RFID tags, and also readers can automatically track the books that have been checked. I was in the library. If it's a public library back in the Netherlands, you just get there, you want to check out a book, for example, just place the book on the shelf. That sheet will read that book and you take it out. When you take it out, it has discharged the book. That's technology, it makes the library smart. Coming in of the library, you can even take your bags into the library. Unlike some libraries that are not smart, don't go in with your bag. Take in your bag. Just steal one library book, it will be detected through this smartness. And not only that, even in the issue of regulating electricity and light in the library, auto electricity, tracking, whereby, we call it environmental sensors, can monitor and adjust lighting. When it is dark, it changes the light. When you enter the library, the light is on and off itself. Not only that, it could also help you with the humidity. There's some technology, when the weather is going down, it changes the temperature within the library automatically. It's happening. I know some libraries also here in this country, I know, may have it also. But back in some countries in Europe, in the US, they implement these a lot. I can remember where I just did a program. They have very resourceful archives in the library of maps of many years. They have humidity control, which works automatically. That is a smart library for you. And the part of smart library is that you come to the library, swipe your card, you enter, your card do everything. It's happening. So that is what is called the Internet of Things in the library. Apart from this point, we also have Internet of Things for asset management. Managing library asset becomes more efficient with IoT. Device like RFID tags attached to a book, which I've mentioned just now. Even not only books, even equipment in the library, like laptops. Library gives laptop to users to use, tablets to use. And you'll be wondering, maybe these people will take away these library books, library laptops, and so on. They have been secured using Internet of Things, that if you take it out, it has a geographical tagging that if you take it out of where it should be, it will just alert the library. So a lot of this. So this not only improving the inventory management of the library, but also it assists in locating item quickly, reducing the time of the staff we use in the library spending in searching for materials. Even, books are being tagged. You are looking for a particular book, you can just press a button, you can see where that book is. If the book is within the library, in the olden days, where some of us, we go to the library and put the library that is meant for, maybe for religious studies, and you now take it to medicine so that you can keep that book. But now with smart library and internet of things, you can search the book. Even the book can even give alarm. Oh, this book is here. You can trace where that book is. That is what is happening in the library today. Then apart from this, it can also enhance the physical library experience, in the sense that, you can also, it helps you to navigate through the guide, to guide the library in the use of the library resources. For example, you may see a particular document and just put your phone on it. It can tell you the summary of that book. It can tell you the version that book is. It can even help you to summarize. These are technology that is happening in the library today. The fact is that by integrating these IoT technologies, library can create more intuitive, efficient, and user-centered environments, making use of the power of connectivity to enrich the library experience and also streamlining the operation. If you are doing all this, your users will be happy. They will be delighted in coming to the library. But when you are still behind and your library is not smart, they will be tired. They will not come to your library. That's just it. At times, some people come to the library because of the kind of technology that they see in the library. There's a library I went, I just saw them, the way they are checking out books. It's very impressive. So it can woo user to the library in one way or the other. Thank you. The next one is the issue of the immersive technologies, talking about the virtual reality, VR, and also augmented reality. All this, they are also introducing new dimensions to the library and information science field. And this is also to enhance the user's experience and also to expand the way in which the information can be interacted or communicate with the users and being understood. What we are saying, everything, our major goal in the library lies on how do we enhance the experience of our users. Now, let me explain one on the visual reality, VR. This one creates a kind of complete digital environment that a user can explore and interact with. In LIS, VR offers opportunity for virtual library tour. There's one library, in fact, before this lecture, I was trying to log in so I can show you. The school, in giving orientation, they don't need for you to come. From there you can see a lot. They zoom in and out of the library, move you around 360 degree. This is what visual reality will do. It makes you as if you are in the library there. Even if you have opportunity to visit the library physically, you enjoy the VR experience more. Because it gives you a new experience. This is not only to aid familiarizing users to the library, layout and resources, but also it makes library more accessible to those who cannot physically visit. Additionally, VR can be used to also as a massive learning experience. In the library we do a lot of e-learning, information literacy skills. You can apply this VR to teach your users, and they will experience the library education, the information literacy, reading literacy skills better when you implement this in your library. Then apart from this, the second one, which is augmented reality AR, this one, on the other hand, overlay digital information onto the real world, enhancing the physical environment with additional layout of digital content. In library, AR can transform the way users discover and engage with the physical collections. For instance, I mentioned that earlier, pointing your smartphone to a book could bring out a review of that book. Pointing your smartphone to the book can also open the e-version of that book on your phone. Pointing your all this QR code in the library, you can also make a call to a librarian or to ask librarian questions. All these are beautiful experience that makes library a very, very interesting place to be. Moreover, AR also enhanced digital archives, making more interactive and informative. By scanning digital archives item through AR app, users could access multimedia content of that archival material. I experienced this. I went to one archives in the Netherlands. That archive is there. Just put your phone there. When you put your phone, it shows you the video about that document or that artifact you are looking at. So you can also apply this to your library. Your library will keep not only books or materials, whether e or non-book materials that are useful now. We also keep some artifacts and some archival materials, and users can have better experience as if they are there. They were there when those materials were created. These are some of the experience you can get in the library. The other one is the issue of preservation. This one is very dear to my mind because I just completed a course on the digital preservation and informatics. So we know that technology has also changed the way we preserve materials. And I mentioned earlier that we may think that physical material is difficult to preserve. But I'm telling you that e-resources are more difficult to preserve because of changing in technology and also because of the information overloads. We have a lot of this. Digital preservation is critical concern of the libraries. On the long term, maintenance of digital information is very difficult, as I just mentioned. As library and archives increasingly handling the digital collection from ebooks to online journals, to digital photographs, and also to multimedia. The importance of digital preservation has never been more pronounced. Let me give you the reason. Let me ask you, the picture that you took, let's say about 20 years ago, about 5 years ago, maybe that time you used the normal camera to take this picture and you have the album at home, the pictures are still there. Let me tell you, maybe 5 years ago, you took some pictures. There are so many. Some of you may not be able to retrieve these pictures again. One, maybe you've changed your phone or your backup is filled up with Google and you are not buying new space. As a result, you'll be tempted to delete these pictures. Let me give you another example. There was a time I did a research when I was in College of Education. That was over 20 years ago. I kept my document, my poems, I wrote poems, on a flash disk. No, not flash disk, diskette, diskette. And I still have this diskette today. Thank God that I was wise enough. At the time, I just uploaded it on my email to keep. That diskette today, I cannot access this document again because I cannot see computers with diskettes. So you can see what we are trying to say. The primary goal of digital preservation is to protect digital content from technology obsolescence. That is what I've just mentioned now. Physical damage, and also format degradations. At times, the format will not be available again. At times, the physical content may be damaged. You will not have access to it again. So if we apply technology, as we do in the library, it will ensure the longevity and also the accessibility of these documents. For example, what can we do? Number one, format standardization also is possible. Choosing the standardized format of saving this document will help you saving you from losing that document. And also, we should also keep a regular auditing of our document and backups. It is very, very important. You may say, oh, I've backed up this material, and you slept. maybe 1 year later, even a month later, the format you used to back this document up is not available again. You have the document, you can see it, the file name, but to open this document, it will not be possible. So auditing and also regular backup is very, very important. And with technology, this is possible. Another one is the emulation and also visualization. As hardware and software become obsolete, emulation and also visualization technology allows you the old digital environment to be recreated on the new platforms. This ensures that even if the original technology is no longer available, your saved document, what you have kept, will be available for people to use. And the last one which I would mention on this is the issue of a digital repository and also archival system. Implementing robust digital repository and also archival system will surely allow you to keep your document for a long time. And this repository also, they need to be kept alive, active, and the auditing also needs to be on it from time to time. So in all this, applying technology is on all this will help you to safeguard your documents, and also it helps you to be able to serve your users better in a new way. Yeah, the other one, which I know from this your training, I think I attended one sometimes ago. We've been talking about this, the issue of cloud computing. The benefits of this cloud computing to the library, as we can see, the cloud storage, the library management, and also it helps a kind of a digital collection experience. Cloud computing is a technology that allows data and software to be accessed over the internet. It's increasingly becoming a kind of a cornerstone of a library, and information science. It offers flexible, scalable, and also cost-effective way of keeping the documents. There's no library that will say that it has enough space. No matter how big your library is, you don't have enough space. And not only that, and since our documents are now born digital most of the time, so the concern on how to keep this document has been a case. So with this, we have our LMS, the library management software, being cloud-based, opaque. The modern LMS are increasingly cloud-based, offering a range of advantages over the traditional system. It means that wherever you are, your users are everywhere, in their toilets, in their hostels, wherever they travel, they still have access to look at your database. Even they still have access to your content, and this is made possible through the cloud-based library management system. Then also it provides what is called the storage solution for digital collections. So your collections, if you are keeping your database alone in the library, anything can happen. You need to have a backup. If you keep it in the library, for example, your server, everything's in the library, and there's a fire or something happens, or virus comes and eats up what you have there, what happens? So our backup are always in the cloud, which is under the cloud computing. Then another one, it also enhances what is called collaboration and also scalability. Cloud platform also, it supports collaboration, making it easier for library staff, users, and institutions to work together on the various projects. The simple one that I would say, the issue of the Google Drive. We have collaborators around the world, and you want to work together. So cloud-based will help you to do this. You can have collaborators. They don't need to be in the same location with you before you achieve what you want to achieve. By adapting all this in the library and information centers can not only improve their operational efficiency and users' experience, but also we, librarians, library and information professionals, we've positioned ourselves as modern, adaptable, and resilient institution in the digital age. And this is another way of keeping our users coming to the library. When I say coming to the library, it doesn't mean that physically. They can visit our repository because they know that we have everything well organized there. Thank you. Yeah, we move to the next part, which is the issue of semantic web. Yeah. So semantic web represents an evolution of current webs, where information is given well-defined meaning and enabling the computer and people to work in cooperation together. So at the core center of this semantic web, it facilitates the creation of more interconnected and intelligent web of data, which is particularly beneficial to LIS operation that involves in various amount of diverse information resources. Our website should be interactive. We are talking about Web 2.0, Web 3.0, 4.0, and so on. It should be a site that can engage with the users. LIS professional can create more advanced and rich metadata for their collections, bringing metadata out, what users can easily search for and they can discover. This will surely enhance the user's experience. An example is this, we need to use AI, to improve our metadata collection. We also need to help in the how the users are searching for their records by using a semantic web to do all this. Yeah, the last part, is the last one, which I would like to mention is the issue of encouraging collaboration. I must tell you, everything we mention now, it means that we need to collaborate. We need to engage with other users. Engagement within the library community is very essential in fostering this collaboration, because you will not know everything. As I'm speaking with you, I don't know everything. I'm still collaborating. I'm still relating. I join groups on Facebook, on Twitter, join association. All this will help us. One, professional association and conferences. As LIS professionals, we should not shy away with this. Even we thank God for a lot of webinars that are coming now. Nigerian Library Association do organize a lot of this. AFLIA, AFLIA in Africa, IFLA, ALA, you can join all these associations, and they're not expensive to join. Even the father of the profession here, which is the National Library, I know since the director and the CEO came in, I've seen a lot of webinars and the trainings and workshops that have been coming in. And most of these workshops and trainings, they are focusing on new technology application to library systems. So as a professional, you must engage in all this. And apart from this, online communities, you don't even need money to join all this. Engaging in online communities, like social media, like groups on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Facebook. Join this group. There's a lot you can learn from this. I'm a testimony to this. My first time in the US was made possible because my engagement with professionals in the US online. I've never been to the US that time. I was engaging with them, and later I had information about ALA, ALA, American Library Association, that I can make a presentation there. I did, and I was invited, and I was there. So there's a lot of collaboration you can do. You don't need to have dollars or pounds before you achieve this. Just in your bedroom, in your office, you can engage with a lot of professionals, using technology to achieve this. And the other one is CPD, continuing education and lifelong learning. We librarians, we say that we are jack of all trades and master of all. I want to say that. And also we librarians, we know we have knowledge of virtually everything. This can be made possible when we get involved in online learning. You learn. There's a lot of mock that you can use a lot, which many of them are free. You can keep doing this. And apart from this, mentoring and peer support. You must initiate peer mentoring programs. Mentoring whereby you can mentor. If you are an advanced professional, make sure you mentor other people. remember when I was making my introduction, I mentioned that the National Librarian is one of my mentors that I look up to. Then we started with IT section, so you must have mentors in the profession. You are here and your mentors are singers, maybe Lagbaja or this kind of big singers. What are you doing with them? Librarians, information professionals within Nigeria and out of Nigeria should be your mentors. Some of them, you don't even need anything. Just be following their Twitter, following their Facebook, their LinkedIn. Some of them, you can call them personally, and many of them will be happy to do that. I remember that some organizations also initiate this mentorship program. Like AFLIA, I know they have programs on mentorship whereby they mentor young professionals. Library Aid Africa, is a very solid African-based organization that also do mentorship, do mentoring program. So you can look online to see all these people. You look for librarians that you want to follow them, write them emails, and they will be happy. As I still have mentors. I'm in the middle, and also I have mentees. So no matter how big you are, also you will need to have mentors that can also guide you in the way of this our profession. So you really need that to achieve success. Yes. In conclusion, we have looked at these transformative digital technologies and their profound impact on the field of library and information science. From the data-driven insight of big data, we've discussed that, analytics, and the intelligence automatic offered by the artificial intelligence. And we've discussed the issue of machine learning to secure and also to make our document being transparent in the infrastructure. We also look at the blockchain technology, from the connectivity and to the Internet of Things, to the immersive experience provided by the virtual and augmented reality. Upon looking at all this form, it is now see that we have expanded the capability of the cloud computing in the library. All this we have discussed in this lesson or in this class today, in this webinar today. The potential of these digital advancements to improve library services, user engagement, and also information management is very, very important and great. So as LIS professionals, embracing this technology is not just an option. No, it's not an option, but it is a necessity in the increasingly digital world. So we have call to action. It is very clear here that we must explore, we must adapt, we must integrate these digital technologies into our practices, ensuring that library continue to serve as the important hub of knowledge, learning, and also of community engagement. To this end, I want to encourage all of us, the LIS professionals, as we are also listening watching this program, to actively seek out for learning opportunities, to actually engage with LIS communities, join association, be a member of NLA, join association, be a member of AFLIA, and also to experiment and implement this technology within our own context. Even as a librarian, do you have a smartphone? How do you make use of smartphone? To what extent? All these are very, very important. Whether through professional development courses, whether through collaboration with peers and participation in pilot projects, every step taken through the understanding of this work should be towards innovation and also towards self-improvement, and thereby towards giving our users better experience. At this point, I would like to extend my profound thanks to the leadership of the National Library of Nigeria, the National Librarian and the CEO, Professor Chinwe V. Anunobi, and also the directors of the National Library, and the moderator of this program, Elijah, for inviting me to be part of this program. I also want to thank you all, the listeners, for creating time to listen to this. The PowerPoint will be available, and I know this is recorded. We can take the discussion further. I hereby stop the discussion now for questions and discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I think Dr. Alonge deserves a round of applause for that explorative journey he just take us through. So please let's give Dr. Ayodele a round of applause. Thank you, sir. Okay, so I think this is how we are going to take the questions. We have some questions in the chat sessions already. So I'm going to unmute everyone now. So if you have your question, do so by raising up your hand, then we are going to identify you to ask your question. So thank you. We are going to do that in the next 30 minutes. Okay, so I think. Okay, so we'll start with Mr. John Adebayo. Kindly introduce yourself, where you are connecting from, your institution, and your question, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. I am John Adebayo. I'm a doctoral researcher at the University of Wisconsin in Milwaukee, United States of America. Thank you so much, Dr. Alonge. And that was a powerful one. And wow, it's nothing less than what anybody could have expected from you. Thank you to the organizer of the program, the National Librarian, and everybody. Mine is not a question, actually. It's just maybe an appeal to the organizer of the program, of the webinar, to look at maybe, I wouldn't know if to bring Dr. Alonge back again, because Dr. Alonge has opened us to a very serious discussion today on the use of AI, IoT, machine learning, and other generative AI tools to library services. And I can see that he was unable to cover another aspect that has to do with ethical use of these AI tools. And it's a lot of issue, argument, and discussion on how best can we use AI. Because one of the things Dr. Luget mentioned has to do with data generation for decision making. Then we know that at the global setting, especially among the major powerful entities, there are a lot of things going on with people's data. And with an entity like National Library, which is at the center of ensuring that people's privacy and data is well protected and all that, we have different arguments about intellectual freedom and censorship and privacy. And these are major contentions, especially in the developed world. So as technologies are developing, there are different arguments that are coming up with it. So I'm just bringing this up that Dr. Alonge has done a lot of work today, and we cannot just afford not to be, carried along wholly. Now, we must be on the same page with any country in the whole world before we employ this technology and all that. Dr. Alonge will remember that just 2 weeks, European Union passed the bill on AI regulation, because we have a lot going on internet governance and all that. So I just think it should be a whole package for us as a country, as a nation that is taking a lead in Africa, and that we may need to look into that area again, so that when we are applying these AI tools, we know what will influence our policy and all that, so that we will not violate anything, because we're trying to engage users from all over the world. And I think that is what the National Library is doing right now, and it will happen. There is nothing they do at the Library of Congress in Washington that we cannot do in Abuja, by God's grace. So I'm just thinking of We need to have that global overview so that we be on the same balanced pedestal with anybody in the world. And I think going forward, we might have some policy documents where we package all these things. It may serve as a starting point from other libraries that can emulate it. I really, really appreciate this session, and it is worth my time. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I respond to that, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, Scholar John Adebayo. Thanks for attending this webinar. Sincerely, I forgot to mention that what we just did today, all those points I mentioned there should be a kind of another webinar for each of that. And you've mentioned a very key thing about AI. It's a very trending discussion now. In terms of the legal support, why should we use AI, to what extent? And you all agree with me, including Scholar John Adebayo, that we cannot do away with AI. What we need to do is that we should also teach our users, our students, how to use it, professionally, how to use it in the right way. So I'm also joining Scholar John Adebayo that I'm appealing to National Library to take a lead, as you have been doing that, in organizing more workshops, more webinars. On some of the points I have raised, we can have a single webinar for that to discuss further. We can bring more scholars and more professionals to do this. So thank you, Ms. I would say Scholar Adebayo, very soon you'll become doctor. Thank you for that contribution. And I know Professor Chinwe is listening to us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. I believe the National Librarian will have one or two things to say as regards, because she is also looking towards that direction. And possibly Mr. John has not been following our series. This is the third series. And the fourth series, we had Dr. Raymond from is a director in one of the universities in US, where he spoke especially on AI. He spoke on the ethical use as well. So at the end of this webinar, we are going to share the YouTube. You can also visit the National Library of Nigeria YouTube channels. We have all these webinars uploaded. So I would like to invite the National Librarian also for a response on this. You are welcome on board, ma'am.
Thank you so very much, Azeez. I thank you all to our presenter, our facilitator, our lecturer this afternoon, Dr. Ayo. I am not surprised. I didn't expect less, just like John Adebayo said. You have done so great, and I thank you for all the kind words you're using on the professional outlet of Nigeria. That's a profession, as well as that of the National Library. All the suggestions are well taken. It's quite appreciative, but why we are appreciating and we are actually moving further to do some other things to make sure that our professional colleagues up to the level, at the competencies level. We are also worried that when we have this kind of experience, we've been taking time to. The other one invited somebody from Mississippi University, grade. You don't see our professionals responding positively. Like we had the maximum we had today was 5960 participants, and it was widely circulated. Yes, we are trying to do something better. We are trying to see if we can also partner with NIDA, if we can get NIDA to buy into what we are doing. We will now begin to do something at a larger scale, and something that will be great. And also to help librarians, LIS professionals in Nigeria and libraries to begin to think of how to manage their big data preservation, storage, and even processing and analyzing. If we can get NIDA to buy into our plans, our intentions, I think it will do better. But librarians, library and information professionals, Nigeria, Africa, and beyond. They need to respond positively. Like I know I canceled so many meetings today to be part of this. It's not about being the host, but also learning. And some of us are lying down there, not doing anything. We keep learning. I'm happy I saw our former registrar, Victor, Dr. Vicky Okoji. And like she told me, she keeps learning. The moment you stop learning, you start dying. She is part of this program. Why can't the young professionals, like I said in my introduction, there is no way you can move up. There is no way you can achieve. There's no way you can distinguish yourself, except if you have something to offer. Look at John talking about having his training out there. It's not only about training. You have marshaled apart from mentoring, you have to involve yourself in a lot of CPD, and this is one of it. Webinar, currently we do not have any challenge. There's no digital barrier. There's no barrier anymore because we have global village. With this, you search for trainings, not to talk of some of us who do not have that time, but the younger ones who are aspiring to be like you, who are aspiring to be like some other people out there. You cannot be like him. Like I said in my introduction, you have to work it out. So we are doing something to do something better. Thank you.
Thank you, Digital National Librarian, ma'am. God bless you always. So I think we have our person raising up. Okay, so we have Dr. Victoria Okeje. Thank you for joining us, ma'am. You have the floor, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, our National Librarian. I enjoyed the presentation. This was excellent, very informative, and of course, I'm proud of you, Ayo. He is one of my mentees, but maybe he's fast becoming my mentor. I have a question and a comment, and they are addressed to the National Librarian. So, National Librarian, talk is good. I enjoyed this, and I really think we should do more of this. But beyond talking about these issues, how can the National Library take the lead in deploying some of these digital technologies? How can you take the lead in integrating these technologies into library services? I know you have many smart and intelligent librarians that work with you. So how can you challenge them to do something? I think that they can do something if they are well motivated. And I want to challenge our National Librarian to motivate National Library staff to go beyond talking and to begin to deploy and implement some of the things that we just heard. I know you might talk about the challenges of funding and maybe a few other challenges. But I dare say that money is not the problem. Money is not our problem. If we come up with well-packaged proposals, we can find funds that we need to implement these new technologies. Just trust me on that. We can do winning proposals that we bring in funds to implement some of these technologies if we are ready. So I want to congratulate our National Librarian once again and the National Library of Nigeria for this very good first step. And I'm looking forward to other steps, including, as quickly as possible, implementing and taking the lead, being the apex library in deploying some of these technologies. So please, National Librarian, can you just address my question? How will you take the lead? Thank you.
Oh, thank you, my mentor, Doctor, my registrar, I always call her my registrar. Yes, when Ayo was making his presentations, I was very glad. Because some of these technologies we have started deploying gradually. Let me start with the issue of using AI for indexing. We are indexing, you know vividly that the National Library has an indexing platform, and we are indexing not really manually anymore, but we are deploying artificial intelligence to help us in indexing. And that was why it was possible for us to quickly index all the newspapers that were published during the 100 days of Tinubu administration, and we were able to come up with the index and abstract. It's not only index, it's abstract, indexing and abstracting. And you know that abstracting is not an very easy thing. So with AI, artificial intelligence, that we are using the application, we're able to do that. And also our OPAC has the algorithm, you know. Some of these things, it's not only that you want to do it, but the technology that is involved is gradually being deployed. So our OPAC, I know that the algorithm is using a little of artificial intelligence. We have a very robust OPAC. It's only that we need to change our attitude. This is part of it. We have to be motivated to change our attitude so that we know what we have and we know how to deploy them. So the OPAC we have in the National Library is using, though it is not, we have to do the initial cataloging before, though we are using also a web application to do the OPAC, that is a model for cataloging and classification. So our OPAC is also AI algorithm driven. Then I will go to the area of the repository. Our repository is not just a common repository. We try to deploy our repository, implement our repository, and we have a little of that artificial intelligence injected into it. It is not being hosted by the National Library. And I know that open repository is in the picture. So some of these things we are not, but you really need to, you have a buy-in of people you work with. Change of attitude is not easy. I don't know if you understand me. You have to gradually, because people who have a different mindset, when you want to bring them on board, especially in the area of technology, some people seem not to understand the rationale as it was before traditional librarianship. People resisted automation, resisted digitization. The resistance is still continuing, and some people are not willing to evolve because it's a trendy thing. It keeps moving. We're talking about, in fact, when I attended UNESCO meeting last year, everybody is talking about generative AI, and that is the one that is causing more trouble. So we are evolving. The National Library will do the much you can, and you know, the National Library, so to say, is not a lending library per se. So within our mandate, we are trying to deploy, and then we have to buy into the staff have to buy into what we are doing. We are doing it, we can do more. Like I told you, if we'll be able to bring in NIGDA, we can do more. Last year, they were able to train us. We have to come up, digital bridge, about 270 of us. It's not easy, but we are gradually coming to that. And the issue of deploying this transformative technology, it's not something that is done overnight. Like when I said in my introductory speech, I said one has to do it himself. I remember the issue of Web 2.0, Web 1.0, then we moved to Web 2.2, and going forward. It's not to steal everybody. There are people who do not have an email address. There are people who do not go to Facebook. and WhatsApp. Like I said, begin to the one you are using, the smartphone, like the lecturer said. What are you using your smartphone to do? Some of us who have gotten to this level, we may not have time. But the younger ones like you have enough time to engage yourself in using all this technology. Technology doesn't kill anybody. The more you explore it, the more you get to know about it. Incidentally, some of us in the National Library, often at times, except with these younger ones, I do the thinking, because the technologists, all they know is that what you tell them to do for you, they do for you. They do not know what you are doing, the operations. So with the younger ones, we are doing the thinking and we are deploying. We are trying our best. That is summary of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma, for the response, Ma. Okay, so I think we have some other questions in the chat session. Okay. Okay, so we have a comment from Mrs. Martina Igwe. Thank you, Dr. Alonge, for this insightful section. We're certainly looking forward to more of these informative and educative webinars. Because I believe the National Librarian is working towards having more of these webinars. She's going to give us information before the close of today's session.
Somebody has something to say. Kolawale.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so Kolawale, please, you have the stage, please.
That's Dr.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
You can hear you, sir.
Go ahead, Dr.
Okay. Thank you very much. I want to appreciate the team National Library, headed by the National Librarian. I've been following the trends of activities of the National Librarian, even though we may not have met one-on-one, but I could see that she has passion for bringing this profession to the level that everybody can compete with in the global market. And also to appreciate Dr. Alonge, like others have said, well, I didn't expect anything less from you. Dr. Alonge is very vast when we talk about IT. And I have to sincerely appreciate, it was a very great presentation. So I have to appreciate you for that. You see, my concern, or let me say question is this. When I look at I just went through the list of those of us that attended this webinar. I can't find anybody that is in the management team of the university libraries or, heads of libraries. And you see, all of these things that we are talking about, our younger ones may, even when they have this knowledge, they want to implement it, they may have issues. Convincing or putting it through to ensure that their heads of library accept it. I've been in this position before. I've been in that kind of situation before. During COVID-19, when we were asked to devise means of teaching students, and I brought up the idea of using WhatsApp, using Zoom and all those things, there was many agitation about it and things like that. So, and like we are in this era that we call illusion of reality. I was reading an article yesterday talking about illusion of reality. What we are thinking is not real, is real. Whether anybody likes it or not, technology has come to stay, and AI has actually disrupted everything. And we have three categories of people or when we are talking about this technology. We have the digital natives. Those are these generations. They call themselves millennials or the millennials or Generation Z, and then or Y or Alpha or whatever they call themselves. We have digital immigrants. Those people, they are ready to flow with the trend of technology. And those two categories were actually presented by one scholar in 2001. But I just discovered that we have another category that we can call digital alien. They don't even want to hear anything about technology at all. They have this phobia. And most of these people are at the top management level. So when you are bringing an idea that they see it as a threat. So I'm thinking of maybe the National Librarian and the National Library can find a way of organizing this kind of webinar for them too, that they will know that to inform them of the benefits derivable from this technology. That is the only way that all of these things that we're asking our younger ones to do, including myself, that can scale through. You can imagine somebody working in a library, maybe a public library, and saying that, meeting his organ and said that I want to start using, maybe he was able to acquire something. I want to start using maybe a kind of tool that has IoT devices or something like that, or your phone, that you have some article, some mobile app on your phone, and you want to start using it to take records or do some kind of function in the library, and then the head of the library is resistant to it. You can't go ahead. You just have to let it lie, and then that's where everything will end. And this can serve as a great frustration to many younger ones. Aside from getting the knowledge, the purpose of having the knowledge to learn the knowledge, to make the knowledge, to put in the knowledge to use. When you acquire the knowledge that you cannot put it to use for the service of the generality of the people, then it's of no use, because knowledge is what you know and you are able to use to affect your society or better the lives of others. So that is concerned about this webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So I believe the National Librarian will have a response to this as well as our guest speaker. But before I invite them to answer this, I also want to include my observation. I think it was yesterday while I was on Facebook, I saw a post where someone posted research works, theses and dissertations. They were deteriorating already. So I then begin to think that these are research work, these are knowledge, solutions to many Nigerian problems that have been deteriorating. And then I remember that when I was doing my final year project, we were asked to provide an electronic copy of our project. So I begin to wonder, like, where are this work going to? Because I still can't find that on my school website. So since we have university librarians, we have polytechnic librarians and other top librarians, so I believe National Librarian can also look towards this direction to ensure that most of this knowledge are well preserved. So over to you, ma.
Okay, thank you, Azeez. I'm speaking for the uptime time. One thing I have to say now is that this is the third in the series of this webinar. That's one thing I want to say. The second thing I want to say is that this is just part of the training program. It's a part of the training program, Digital Literacy, which started, I think, February or January. We started it. It's going to run for 8 months. And we had, that's the confusion, we had 150 participants across the globe. It is not only in Nigeria, but many of them are dropping by the wayside. It is not really encouraging. Please, I want to, in as much as we are making suggestions, the younger ones are making suggestions. I want also you, the younger ones, to be more serious. See, get yourself ready, package yourself competencies wise. Tomorrow is your day. Do not begin to think of money now. If you begin to think of money now, you will not go places, you will not get out that will distinguish you. Now, the issue of getting to the university librarians. I hope you know that the mandate of the National Library is not for us to, we are not in charge supervising the universities or the university libraries. We can only organize programs like this and invite everybody, or during their meetings, if I have the opportunity, if they invite me and I go, that would be an excellent one. I can use because I know I was part of you. I was a boarding university librarian. I became a university librarian. So I can state authoritatively that younger ones are deprived of the opportunity to deploy what they know, especially when it comes to technology. I can authoritatively say that. So I can as well speak to them. It is also prevalent in the National Library because I have 8 directors, and that those 8 directors are equivalent to 8 university librarians. So you can see people that are very in tune with what is happening. You see others that are averse to it. It is normal. But if you can do something and demonstrate something, let me tell you, in a university library where you belong, there must be a department where you belong. You can, because this technology we are talking about, this technology is not fashioned to be used by library and information professionals, but you really need to adapt it. And it is only the intelligent ones and the smart ones, like the younger ones, and even the older ones that are really know their onions and how to do something, that will say, okay, this is working this way for this organization. It can now, you go and read the characteristics and the nitty-gritties of that technology and see how you can apply it in your own little domain. I started applying technology before I became a university librarian. Little by little, like indexing. If you are indexing, if you are in the department of cataloging and classification, you know that there's a way you can deploy it and you can show your boss. And even in the public services, there is a way you can deploy it. The way we deploy it in the National Library will be different from the way you deploy it in the academic or school libraries or even polytechnic libraries. Of course, the academic libraries can deploy it in the same way. Then the National Library has it because our mandate and what we do is far more different from, it's just you are doing 1/3. If you are in the academic library, you are just doing 1/10 of what the National Library is doing. So, you as a young person that has the capacity or been able to learn this, distinguish yourself. You don't have to wait for your boss because some of them will resist this technology with the last of their blood. We will do, I will try. By the time they have their meeting, God willing, I will also talk to them so that they should not wait for the university. Like when I was in the university, I told them that the library, in fact, the library was the place to be. Everybody must come to the library for one thing or the other. And that is how they can do. The library has a lot of gap. Librarians and university librarians have a lot of gap, depending on where you find the university you find yourself. Look inwards, find the gaps that is there, and you can use that, use technology. Even as we are talking about this, all this technology, AI and transformative technology, you see what you have learned, what your library can offer, and take it to the faculty. They do not know it. You can take it to them. And in that way, the library would have stood out to be counted. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Alonge, please, would you like to say something to that, ma'am, sir?
Okay, yeah. Okay, can you hear me, please?
Very well, sir.
Okay, yes. About the training, I believe that National Library also have the capacity to organize a countrywide training. And also they can also segregate the training in such a way that the senior people, like even you can just senior people in the library. It doesn't mean that you don't say librarian alone, like informative training to them. They can do that. So it doesn't mean that you are the one or you are controlling the UL. No, but you can, as a apex body in Nigeria, I believe that you have the mandate also to equip capacity. You can do a collaborative training, maybe with Association of University Librarian together with National Library. Yeah, that is what my mentor, Dr. Okoje, was trying to also saying. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. I believe the National Librarian will work something out on that, sir. So let's accommodate more questions. So we have this is Librarian Humanitarian. I can't find your name. Please, can you come on board and ask a question?
Yeah, thank you very much. I don't know if you're hearing me.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, all protocols duly observed. I'm speaking from MENA, and the question I intend to ask is
please, could you introduce yourself? Please? Could you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, Prof. Actually, I said earlier that I am Muhammad Usman speaking from MENA. So I am a librarian, and I am also a humanitarian working with non-governmental organizations and holding a private company that specializes on software. However, I hold only a Bachelor of Technology degree in Library and Information Technology from Federal University of Technology, MENA. I don't know if I can speak on, Ma.
Please go ahead. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Well, in the tech space where I find myself, I have noticed a lot of developmental strategies that library and information science profession can leverage on to improve information services for clienteles. However, I have noticed that most of the challenges do come from implementation as well as the bureaucratic process in endorsing some of these technologies that is intended to be deployed in our library and information centers. For example, there could be a deployment of artificial intelligence in circulation unit, as well as in current awareness services, which could tailor information needs of users to them through probably WhatsApp in a bot. Personally, I can develop such kind of systems. However, one of the problems we have noticed, as well as my own colleagues, is the opportunity to endorse these kind of innovations. So what are you doing in your own capacity to bring on board young minds that will leverage technology to solve one of these kind of problems? And it should be able to gain national acceptance or acceptance from authorities. That is one side. Secondly, I have also noticed that in terms of employment of librarians and library information professionals, it has become difficult. If it were not even difficult, I wouldn't have gone to the areas where I am working now. I would have used my talent to help the library information information professional. So what is being done to ensure equity in the recruitment of library information professionals that have these skills to be able to move our own information profession to the next level? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Prof, ma, would you like to respond, ma?
Dear, thank you very much, librarian humanitarian. Yes, I was wondering whether the questions and the interactions or conversation has gone beyond our technology. Maybe it's a tangential question anyway, that has to relate with AI, technology, because the young minds, they have the technology. Well, you know the situation in the country. Nobody is talking about employment now anyway, but within my own little what do you call it, confine of the National Library, I was able to, during the time I had the opportunity of recruiting, I was able to recruit young minds, just like the likes of Azeez was part of them, and all these young ones that are coordinating this training. And that's much we can do. You cannot force, there are a lot of issues that are revolving around, or challenges revolving around the employment. And what I want to tell LIS professionals is that employment of LIS professionals is not only in libraries, just like you have said. It's not only if you box yourself to one corner, if you have capacity, I bet you that they'll be looking for you, because as Nigeria is evolving now, everybody is talking about research. Remember that there's the research data management, and many librarians have not gone to get themselves, get their capacity, get themselves, increase their competencies, their knowledge and their skills along that line. What technology is doing for you is to make you to understand that you have wider vista where you can delve into and get employed. Another challenge is that even these young minds we are talking about, when they get themselves employed in the already established system, libraries, then when you get to Rome, you behave like Romans, because some of them do not have the audacity to begin to tell their boss, this is what we can find. Everybody will not behave like the National Librarian, who is open to ideas. I like ideas. These are some of the things we are going to speak with them when we discuss with university librarians. So when they get to that place, they will dissolve into the system and move on with the system. And they will see librarianship as all about cataloging and classification, sitting down to give books. But you will agree with me that with capacity, with competencies, with a lot of skills, technology skills, you can delve into areas where others, because one is that you have the library science knowledge, that's the core knowledge, and then you have the capacity, the technology capacity. You can do so many things. So do not surrogate yourself or just box yourself to the hole that it must be in the library. But for those of you who have the opportunity of being in the library, you can change the trajectory of that environment. One, you can also do something that people will see. I must tell you, when I was in the library, I was getting a lot of sponsorship to travel, to go for one conference or the other. It wasn't because I was a librarian. It's because they've seen, just like Dr. Ayo said, they've seen what I can offer. Some of us, we go to Facebook and just show just like the former lecturer, the last webinar told you, you go to show your dress. You are not an influencer. You are not a marketer of dresses or marketer of powder, unless you are doing that kind of thing. If you are not doing, show what you can do. And if you don't have anything, what would you show? Go extra mile, train yourself. Do not just come to work. I know times are hard. Things are very, very difficult. But if you can spare time to eat, spare time to enhance your capacity, your competencies, it will help you. And do a lot of voluntary work. It mustn't be that everything you do you have money for it. You have financial value for it immediately. It could be a stepping stone to greater heights you can reach. I don't know if I have answered that question.
Thank you very much, ma. So I think because of our time, because this session is supposed to end by 2, so we're going to take the last question However, I observe that we have so many other people wanting to ask questions or has been asking questions. So we want to encourage you all to ask all of your questions on all our social media platforms. We are always 24/7 available to answer all the questions on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, because we may not be able to take all the questions now. So I would like to invite Mr. Owa Ibrahim to ask his question. Thank you. And please try to be brief. Thank you. You have the floor.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good evening. Thank you very much for the National Librarian for organizing such an interactive and informative section. Especially, you have talked a lot about youth they are not contributing. Personally, I have experience and I want to share with the National Librarian. This question goes to the National Librarian. I served with the National Library after I graduated from university. I served with the National Library branch Katina. So that time, the National Librarian was Professor Aina, and I was lucky. I meet him in person, and we spoke with him about the information technology and information centers. We youth, the young ones, we are leaving behind. We are not given chance to participate or to show what we have, what we store in us. So during the universities, we just as theories, we don't give us the portfolio to like practice what we are being said or what we are being taught in the class. So I used that opportunity when I was serving in Katina, and I believe the current National Librarian have shown my picture. I'm the first person, when I finish my service, they organize this thing for me. And then my question here is that throughout my stay in Katina State branch, for the 1 year, the major problem is power outage. We don't have power at that time. There was no power. There's no power at all where we can even practice or try to show some users how to use the digital. Even some users, the branch is located about close to these institutions, FCE and this Hassan or Usman Katina Polytechnic, and that they are investing. So the students, they were coming there, hoping that there is a technological advancement so that they will help them grow as they are studying. But unfortunately, there was nothing there. That's my question, ma'am.
Please,
National
yes, Azeez, I really want us to restrict these questions to the topic of the day, but since he has asked, I'll be able to ask. Yes, you did your training, you did your service last year. I'm very poor in pronouncing them, so don't be angry with me. Yes, presently we now have power in Atsina. You know that it has been connected to the national grid. That is it, one. Secondly is that I don't know if you know that the National Library runs 34 branches all over the country. It's not just like library that is situated only in Katsina. So, and the limited resources we have, we always try to touch little by little. Katsina is lucky that it has a prototype. And we always encourage the branch librarians to be innovative. They can partner with people, like we are saying, people are coming to learn ICT. You can partner with, we have very big spaces here and there. So they can partner with people who can bring, if they bring hand, the people will bring leg, and you now move on. So it is not that the National Library from the headquarters will provide, because it is not one library. It's 34 and we're going to 36 now. You cannot provide all that is needed, but the head of branch, many of them are doing great things. I know that Martin Egwibe is here from Kaduna doing great things. Little by little, we continue to provide for you. Some of them we have been able to provide alternative power supply. Going forward, we'll provide more. And we continue to do it. Then the branches should look inwards. Because if you are giving that as a settlement, maybe a retirement allowance or something like repatriation, giving that such a big building, you will look inwards and see what you can do as it relates to literacy. It could be digital literacy, it could be traditional literacy, whatever kind of literacy. And when you partner with people, great things will happen. So we have power Katsina now.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Ma. It's obvious that you are doing a lot, and God will continue to bless you and support you, Ma. Okay, so I would like to invite Dr. Alonge for the remarks. A lot have been said around what you have discussed with us today. So I would like to invite you again to say one or two things before we close the day. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Azeez, for moderating this program. And also thank you for, again, to the management of the National Library, headed by Professor Chinwe. Thank you very much for inviting me. There's a lot of discussion that's generated based on the presentation. In summary, I have some points I've highlighted here. Number one, for us to be up to date in whatever we do, I'm speaking from experience. The first thing is that whatever we've learned in the library school, it's not what we are using today. So as much as possible, let's try to improve ourselves. Don't just stay where you are. Learn every, as you see, I'm still learning. I have mentors which I'm learning from. A lot of online resources, they are free. Some of them are free, some you pay token. You may say that, oh, you pay for internet. Use that because you realize this money back one way or the other. So that's what, improve yourself. And the other one I want to emphasize on is that let's use new media, especially social media, to project ourselves. Blow your own trumpet. They say, don't blow your trumpet. Whatever you do, make sure you also be an influencer for our profession. We have many influencers in our profession as well. So make sure you follow people that you can learn from. You too, whatever. For example, I expect at the end of this webinar that people should go on Twitter. I've posted something on Twitter already, on LinkedIn. Say something about what you have learned. With that, people will identify you, and people will be able to give you opportunities. I must tell you that I gained a lot using social media. It's not proud, but I've never said that I'm searching for a job, in the library science. At times, there was a time I was leaving KPMG, which is not library. I was working in the library there anyway. I have about 4 jobs waiting for me, now sitting, which one should I pick? I'm not the best in library science. I'm not the best in my colleagues, but whatever you do it well, learn more, and you showcase it, promote it. And another one is that don't wait for money. Don't say that, oh, they must give me money before I do something. I do a lot of free services. Volunteering. Professor Chinwe mentioned that. Do things not because you want to get money, but do it because you love to do it, and also you want to give back. At the end, money will follow you. Money will come. I'm not saying that I'm not making money in library science. I do now. But I'm still also giving free services, helping, volunteering in committees and so on. That is how you can be recognized and appreciated. Lastly, I want to say that National Library have been promoting their services.
طلقنا بفوت الكون واحنا رجالك يا عجون طلقنا بفوت الكون واحنا رجالك يا عجون
Yeah.
With Zoom bomber,
Yeah.
I've just removed another one.
Remove it.
وينك يا عطا
If you have the right, don't be
يا
removing.
عطا حط الغطا على الغطا واحنا رجالك يا عطا حط الغطا
We are working on that, man.
Yeah, will you be removing them? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Let me just advise National Library on this. Whenever you have webinar, please don't post the links. They are coming again. Yeah, even we try. Let me remove also. Okay. So make sure don't post the link on social media. So whenever you post on social media, they will capture. Are you hearing me, please?
Yes, sir, we are.
So please, when I saw it that you put it on social media, I know that will be Zoom bombing, and that is what is happening. They are there. You just be watchful. When you see them, remove them. Well, I was saying something now. National Library has been very, very, very vocal now online, but you can still do more. For example, some people are saying that they are not aware of this webinar. maybe they saw it on some, please, I know you've been working. So let's make sure that we can do more, and be more visible everywhere on the NLA, everywhere, because you are the leader, you are the leader, the mother of all Liberians in Nigeria. So thank you very much. Then again, experiment. Yeah, experiment. Some of these skills, we can do it on your own, even for your personal development. If you do it, that's where you can be bold to implement it in your library. Yeah, I know we have many other questions which we can, yeah.
سامع يا ابو الرشاد واحنا ما نعرف خوفك واحنا شانك يا زوفك واحنا ما نعرف خوفك واحنا شانك يا زوفك.
Even gone to change names, using our names to do that. So over to you. I'm done. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. This is a bit funny.
Don't worry, I will be checking them also to help you to remove them. Yeah.
So finally, I would like to still invite the National Librarian, not just National Librarian, Chief Executive Officer and the Digital Librarian of Nigeria for our closing remark.
There's nothing. Thank you, Azeez. I have spoken so much today. I will only say, Ayo, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And for the participants, I thank you for your patience. And I know that you will never regret, and you have never regretted participating. And for those of you who are part of the digital literacy training, persevere. Like he is now talking about using social media and multimedia. You are being taught all those in the model, which I didn't have the opportunity. Persevere. It will be you will smile for taking your time out. Thank you and Azeez, who has been coordinating with your team. I appreciate you, and I salute in a special way our senior colleagues, especially our mentor, Dr. Victoria. God bless you and goodbye.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Ayodele Alonge. I want to especially appreciate the organizing committee team. Thank you all for the effort, the behind-the-scene work you are all doing. God bless you all. So this is where we got the curtain. Thank you so much. You have a great day.
Pascalco.